Senator Ron Wyden showed up in Eugene yesterday, and he did a town hall, for which I have to give him credit since, as he pointed out, Republicans don't do any town halls anymore because the actual people of the United States don't agree with the Republican Party program at all. But anyway, so here's Ron Wyden. I gotta post this.
Access to the ballot is where it all begins.
Thank you so much for representing us in Washington. With so much confidence in you. I support and love all the people of Israel. I support the state of Israel. I also support having a Palestinian state. I am not in support of genocide, particularly happening in this country. I want it to stop. I want us to stop supporting Netanyahu's self-serving war, and I want to increase the aid and protection to Gaza. Thank you.
736.
736. Yeah. My name is Alex Awad, and I speak with an accent because I was born in Jerusalem. I'm a Palestinian. Thank you for coming today. Thank you, Mayor, also for coming, and it's my privilege to address you. I don't know if you remember, but we met 7 years ago when you came to Eugene to meet with faith leaders. My friend Ibrahim, you probably know him very well. We call him.
I remember the meeting. Thank you for setting it up.
Sure. Yeah. The owner of Cafe Soraya called me the day before the meeting and invited me to attend. Near the end of the meeting, I asked you, what are you going to do about the situation in Gaza? You responded with, this is not why we are here today. And you added that you believe in a two-state solution to resolve the conflict. I said I had a letter that is addressed to you about Gaza. Will you take it and read it? You said yes, but after the meeting. When the meeting was over, it took a photo of you receiving the letter from my hand. This is the photo. That's you.
Last time I looked, that was me.
Yeah. You look very good. You still look good. All right, so in the letter, I said that the situation in Gaza, after 11 years of total blockade, is explosive. And if you and other U.S. officials do not or do nothing about it, it will become worse. That's 7 years ago. I wish that you had opened the letter, read it, and took my advice seriously. Had you and your colleagues in the Senate done the right thing, October 7 would not have taken place. Israelis would not have been killed and taken hostage by Hamas. If you and other policymakers had listened to the voice of reason by major human rights organizations, 65,000 Palestinians that the Israelis have assassinated would be alive today.
650,000.
Yeah, it could be bigger number, but even each one of them is not a number.
Agreed.
Yes.
Each one of them is an individual like me, like you, like my children, your children, and grandchildren. They are humans, just like us. 65,000 and more. Your record, Mr. Wyden, shows that you received in the past decade by Senator Merkley and Sanders to halt weapon shipments to Israel. These guns and bombs have killed over 20,000 children and continue to kill them as we are speaking right now. The bombs that you agreed to ship to Israel have destroyed 95% of all homes and buildings and infrastructure in Gaza. You claim that you are against the starvation of the people of Gaza. That's good. However, you cannot, with one hand, serve the starving population with bread, while with the other hand, provide the lethal weapons that kill these children.
Could you conclude with a question? With just one question, please. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm finished. Just let me go. You look very good. You still look good. All right, so in the letter, I said that the situation in Gaza, after 11 years of total killing, is explosive kill and influence and
Just one question, please.
I
Thank
wish,
you.
yeah, I'm finished. Just let me say my last statement. My serious stations. Mr. Wyden, I'm not here today to tell you that I told you so. I'm not here today to rebuke you for your participation in genocide. I'm here today, yes, to beg you to do all you can to stop the genocide and the starvation of the people of Gaza. Thank you so much.
Remains to be hugely critical, and Hamas is still a threat to take additional steps.
Everyone, please. Everyone, please.
One other point that I make, which I suspect my friend agrees with, is the situation now in the West Bank is getting to be as serious as Gaza. And we're all going to need to work together, which I'm one of the reasons why I want a new prime minister, is because I don't think Netanyahu will do anything about the West Bank. So there are a number.
That answer is not good enough.
He's not killing them by himself.
A number of areas that we agree on, and I appreciate your point. Just so we're clear on it, if we're going to stop the campaign spending, we have to end Citizens United. The Supreme Court. I want a new prime minister is because I don't think Netanyahu will do anything about the West Bank. So there are a number.
That answer is not good enough.
He's not killing them by himself.
A number of areas
690-658-520-6.
Hi. Hello, my name is Krista Niddle. There are at least 7 federal laws that forbid giving military aid to a country that seriously violates human rights. The Leahy Law is one of those. Another one is the Foreign Assistance Act. It prohibits sending arms to a country that blocks humanitarian aid. These laws are being broken when the U.S. provides weapons to Israel, an apartheid state committing genocide. Many of us have implored you repeatedly to follow these important laws that protect children and other innocent civilians. Please give us a specific answer about how you will be accountable to these American laws. Will you stop voting for military aid to Israel because this breaks the law?
Always for ways to secure peace. For example, I said that I'm for a two-state solution.
Recognize democracy, and I think it's important that we do whatever we can to protect our election. And that's all I would say.
3 cheers. 3 cheers for you, and at the first chance I get, I'm going to pull out all the stops to pass my legislation.
Okay.
South Africa was an apartheid racist state where white settlers were given civil and political rights that the indigenous black people were denied. And the solution to that situation was not a two-state solution, but a single state where everybody had equal rights. Today, Israel is a racist.
It's part of a good debate because there's a connective tissue between young people and senior citizens. And I want seniors to be able to get those benefits and not lose them because Donald Trump wants to take away money so he can give it to the billionaires. That's what I'm committed to doing.
Checking, check.
That one here. 527, 624, and 704. 527. Sorry about that.
Come on, Trish. Shake a leg.
South Africa was an apartheid racist state where white settlers were given civil and political rights that the indigenous black people were denied. And the solution to that situation was not a two-state solution, but a single state where everybody had equal rights. Today, Israel is a racist apartheid state where settlers are given civil and political rights denied to the indigenous Palestinian people. So my question is, why should we tolerate a two-state solution where an apartheid state is allowed to continue to deny those rights to the indigenous people that live there?
Good
Well, a
job.
couple of points.
469. If you have one of those numbers, please stand up. There's one here. Sir, which number do you have? Repeat the number. 469. 469.
658. Back up here.
Do not have $400 in order to pay for an emergency. That is the bleacher effect in America. I want to say that's very nice. Number two, healthcare is really my specialty. I was director of the senior services for about 7 years. Yes, I mean, cancer and healthcare to me is always the most important issue. I'm for universal coverage. I'm on the intelligence committee, so there's a couple things I can't talk about, but I've seen opposition from the Israeli.
So be it. But my question is, can we strategically take this opportunity to raise very clear, strong democratic policy points and demand them? We won't get them, but can we articulate them and make it clear to the American voters who are not necessarily as tuned in as the rest of us what the party stands for? I'm talking about cancer research and cutting ice and all of the outrages that we hear about every day. This is our chance, I think, to raise a strong voice.
Thank you for bringing it up, and I'm getting asked about it at every stop at home. First of all, I think the fact that Jerome Powell, the head of the Federal Reserve, keeps cutting interest rates and has made it clear he may have to do it again, is a signal that the economy is very, very fragile right now. So your point is a good one, and let me give you some examples that I'm trying to focus on. First is people of modest.
Hi, Senator Wyden. I'm Rick Stagenborg, and I'm going to resist the temptation to explain to the audience how APAC funnels millions of dollars.
Hello, Senator Ron Wyden. My name is Quinn, and I am here representing not only the American Communist Party, but I'm also representing the working class of... I'm representing not only the American Communist Party, but I'm also representing the working class of Oregonians. Since October 7, 2023, the United States government has given the Israeli regime $17.2 billion in aid. This not only goes to their military spending, but it also goes to their pensions and universal health care. You have voted every time in favor of funding and arming Israel while they are actively committing a genocide of the Palestinian people. During our time, Oregon's homelessness has increased by 16% since 2023, and there are 224,000 Oregonians since 2023 that have been let go of their health care benefits. Literally last week, a man in Portland died by running over a pothole. Maybe you would see these social issues if you actually lived in the state and not in New York. You just promoting progressive values with your voting record and arming Israel and foreign policy is anything but progressive. Supporting a genocidal right-wing regime is anything but progressive. I call on you to disband from taking any money from APAC and start focusing on issues here in America, issues here at home, issues that the Oregonians can be impacted by. There's no reason why we should have this disparity in the wealth and equality in America. There's no reason why veterans should be sleeping underneath bridges. You need to commit to stop sending funds to foreign wars and start focusing on issues in America. Thank you.
First of all, this idea that I live somewhere else is preposterous. You can drive by my house in southeast Portland any old day. And the neighbors are always there. They're telling everybody. What I've done 1,135 times, which you certainly couldn't do if you lived somewhere other than Oregon, is be accessible to everybody. That's what I'll keep doing. And he's making a good point on housing, and we're going to follow that up.
Number 644, number 627, and then 631, 726. There we go. What's your post number? 631. Thank you.
Hi. Thanks for being here. This was really cool to get a chance to talk to you. My name is Michelle Kenyomi-Lehua-Marcinet. I'm a resident here in Maine County, and I'm a peace activist. And right now I'm really busy because we have a lot of things going on, and I mostly support Veterans for Peace, and so I support our veterans. I have so much to talk to you about because there are so many issues happening. I could come up and ask about how you might help us protect our veterans from being deported into some unknown place by ICE. I could ask you about veterans who are sleeping on the streets. I can ask you about a lot of things, but the project that I work for Veterans for Peace is called the Golden Rule. And so I'd just like a few minutes to talk to you about the Golden Rule. And that's not he who has the money makes the rule. It's the rule where we just make up rules out wherever we want to get what we want. That's not what we do. Veterans for Peace has a boat, and right now we have a boatload of veterans heading towards Gaza. That's what I want to talk to you about today. Again, it's just this huge pile of things that all of our peace activists are spread out everywhere. And we're spending so much energy trying to bring attention to a whole list of things. And this is just one little piece of the world with so many problems. the United Nations back in 2017 said, we want to make nuclear weapons illegal. And they did that. And so my job is to go from port to port on this little boat called the Golden Rule that 4 Quakers tried to sail into the Marshall Islands in 1958, protesting U.S. military testing the atomic bomb. They ended up dropping it at least 67. And we want to talk about cancer rates. We want to talk about what's happening in our environment.
Please ask your question.
Do you support the treaty prohibiting nuclear weapons by the UN? And is that something that you and I can work on together in the future?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I do, but I want to check it. I think a number of my colleagues in the Senate are already on it. And let me just do some quick due diligence, but I'm pretty sure it's in, and I'm supportive of it. But give us a number, and we'll check it out, and be back at you next couple of days.
Number 595, 644, and 627. Last call is number 726. And number 645. And number 592. And after that, 569. I have 726. Thank you.
Please mention ICE. It's the worst American.
I agree with the gentleman, abolish ICE. I didn't really come prepared, but I have noticed that you're not answering the questions. Senator Ron Wyden. You're avoiding, you're evading, you're not answering the questions. Why did you vote no to block Senate Resolution 34, which would have blocked 1,000-pound bombs and joint direct attack munition guidance kits? You voted against Senate Resolution 41, which would block the delivery of 20,000 fully automatic assault rifles. You have lots of words that you say to us, and lots of platitudes, but your voting record is to bomb children, Palestinian children. That's your voting record. But my question to you is, since it's a genocide, since it's an ethnic cleansing for the past 75 years, but especially since October 7th, since it's an apartheid state, how can you justify sending any more money, any more weapons to Israel? 70 to 80% of the weapons that Israel is using to bomb Palestinian children and burn them alive in tents comes from us. 70 to 80% of the money that they are using to prosecute that genocide comes from us, from the United States. And you, sir, with blood on your hands, are voting for it. So, are you going to stop? Are you going to vote for humanity for the Palestinians?
First of all, there is no bill on offer now about additional weapons. I checked, there is no bill on offer now.
Please let the senator answer the question. It was stated very clearly.
If I
Please let the senator
could,
answer.
I want Netanyahu replaced, because if Netanyahu is replaced, a big chunk of the issues people have been talking about here today are going to get a hell of a lot better. If you give us a number, we'll stay in touch. Okay? Thank you.
Number 569. Everyone, folks, please. There are a lot of people here with questions, many that we will not get to, I'm certain. But number 569, number 620, number 592, and number 645. How many of those four numbers? Number 480. It's almost 10 after 5, so please, if we can keep the questions short, we can get to several more.
620. We'll do 620 first.
Thank Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wyden. I want to thank you for being here and for being very brave. So, I think that was for you. This is a totally different topic. I'm really, really worried that we're becoming a third world country. We're losing our democracy, and we have a president who wants to be dictator for life. And there's a Supreme Court who supported this dictator for life, and they let him get away with all kinds of shit.
That's a fancy legal document.
Yeah. So my question is, here I am, this solo person, I have no power except by voting. What can we do to keep our country from becoming a dictatorship?
What a great question, and it really all comes back to that. I think someone just said there hadn't been any discussion about ICE, for example. And I'm trying to rein in the abuses in ICE. I have a bill, and I think there's now getting to be bipartisan support saying that people can no longer wear these, masks that But what it comes down to is what we're doing here today. That's the simplest explanation I can give to you. I'm looking out at the faces of democracy, people who are concerned about where we're headed, and that's in my DNA. My dad was one of the famous Ritchie boys. He fled the Nazis, he talked his way into our army to serve. And everybody, the last speaker, where is the last speaker who was talking about veterans? 3 cheers for her. I mean, the point really is, that's what we're talking about today. And what we have to do is recognize, and I see it today, because I've been given a lot of good ideas about the Middle East, and I'm going to be following them up, is that political change hardly ever starts in a government building and then goes down. It's almost always the other way, just grassroots up. And that's what we're going to need to do, because I think Trump, if he had his way, for example, and I don't know what he's planning to do, he wants to shut down the government. And what he wants to do is really force everybody to come individually to him and make deals for what he cares about when they have as little leverage as possible. It's the opposite of what our system is all about. I mean, our system, George Washington said that we didn't believe in kings. You look at the Trump people, and we had to have the rally, no kings. So what I'm committed to doing, and it's why I'm here today and running out of voice, is because I believe that this is what made America special, and I'm going to do everything I can to keep it.
Speaker, what number was that?
620.
620. Okay, thank you. And what number?
592.
592.
Can you hear me? First of all, thank you for your time. I will try to keep this brief at the request of the people around me. Thank you, Senator, for being here today, and it's good to see you, Mayor. I apologize that my last email was so harsh. Look, Senator, you have myriad progressive accomplishments. I mean, the list is long. People pointed out to me in defending you. You talk about the need to end this war that's expanded across the entire Middle East into Africa, conducted by Israel, if you aren't, and you talk about the importance of the next generation. But I'm here to express that people my age and younger don't trust you. You've already participated in a Holocaust. The blood of Palestinian babies is on your hands. I've seen the crushed corpses of Palestinian children, more than I can count, on a practically daily basis, because I'm not looking away. And for Jews like me, never again means never again. So, I apologize, but I don't have any more kind words for you. I think you betrayed us. I think you're a shanda for the goyim. I think you need to step down. So I'd like to ask when you're going to step aside and let a new generation of leadership emerge.
I'm serving a term in the United States Senate because the majority of Oregonians at a duly elected, at a duly arranged election, under vote by mail, voted for me. And I intend to work that
Number 621. Oh, two more questions. Okay. 480. This is your moment. 657. Third down to the left of the last two. 533. 609. 609. We have one, and then 567. We have 567. We have 657 as well. Thank you.
Mayor.
609.
Mayor.
We have two questions remaining.
Mayor, because this has been such an important meeting, and I usually don't do this, I'm going to give a lengthy closing address of about 3 minutes, because I think there are a couple things that need to be said, because this has been so much good input, and we'll do that at the end. 3 minutes. Yes.
Hello, my name is Eugene. I'm a Eugene. Thank you for coming here and talking to us. Our country is becoming fascist before our eyes. We just talked about it. All of our democratic institutions are being eroded. I'm sitting here wondering what are the Democrats in Washington doing as a united front to stop the Republicans from making this a fascist country? Can Oregon work with California and Washington or some other regional powers to come together to provide the services that are being dismantled? What are real practical steps that are taken by people who have more power than we do to stop the fascism that's rising in the country? I don't know that we're going to have a vote again. I don't know that we're going to have a town hall. We're brave. We're brave because there's so many crazy people out there with guns for showing up. So those are my questions. What are you doing about this?
I hope that everyone could hear the speaker, because it was a really important point, and it's one that I share. For example, when you ask me what am I doing, I've spent a good chunk of my time today on the new idea for a regional approach on vaccines. Oregon, Washington, and California. The speaker's point, and I don't know if you were planning on this, but it's an incredibly important point, and it is increasingly important every day. And why I was working on the vaccines today is that if we don't make it possible for people to get vaccines on the local kind of level because of Robert Kennedy, not only are they going to get hurt, but we're going to lose a lot of our small pharmacies because they've been calling me and they're worried they're going to be on the ropes. So I spend a big chunk of my day looking for ways to empower people. That's why I was supporting this young man's approach on medical negligence. Day in and day out, I try to take the ideas I get at these town hall meetings and then tell people, let's work with the staff and you'll have some accountability and you'll see what's done. Thank you for asking a really important question.
Well, 609, thank you. And the number?
Yes, I grew up during World War II and followed that history very closely, as does Trump, because he's a great admirer of Hitler. And one of the things Hitler did to win was to set up his own army like ICE. And currently, no one has found out why they're not wearing, why they're wearing covers on their face and not having their name. And that's because I think you'll find out that, as they've already found out in the White House, he is hiring the people who went to jail for insurrection on his behalf. And I think the reason they wear masks is so we don't know their names. We don't know that they've already attacked the capital of the United States.
If after the meeting you go home and you Google it, you'll be able to see I am the lead sponsor of the legislation requiring that people do not wear masks, that there's accountability. Now, why do we do that? Because we're not an autocracy. That's what that Hitler did. That's what dictators do. We're a democracy. We believe in accountability. Everybody here is making it clear they want to listen and learn. And I got a lot to do and a lot to learn, but we sure as hell aren't going to wear masks on my watch.
And the last one I have, Mayor, is 567.
Thank you.
Hi, Senator Wyden. I'm a constituent here from Eugene and a nurse. I'm here to bring attention to the Global Samud Flotilla, which is a humanitarian mission for 44 countries, whose goal and mission is to sail through international waters to open up a civilian-to-civilian humanitarian corridor to provide aid to the millions of victims of the Israeli occupation's genocide and starvation campaign in Gaza. There are many Americans taking part in the flotilla and their humanitarian mission, as well as Oregonians. There are several Oregonians on these ships. So our concern is that the Israeli occupation has already labeled them as Hamas terrorists to their media.
They've labeled you as Hamas?
They have labeled the Global Samud Flotilla,
Right.
which is currently in international waters. You know, people, regular people who are trying to do the right thing that all governments have failed to do, to provide aid directly to Palestinians without any interference. And so they've been labeled as terrorists. They've been attacked by multiple drones. They're being
You've been
surrounded by
labeled
drones.
a terrorist?
Not the flotilla. The flotilla.
Okay.
Not me. The flotilla. But who knows? So these brave citizens are hoping to do what every government on the planet has failed to do. The Israeli occupation has attacked them several times and is gearing up their smear campaign to claim these everyday people of conscience are terrorists. Can you do something? Can you use your influence to protect these Americans, these Oregonians who are on these vessels in the sea, days away from Gaza now? They are in imminent danger of being attacked, arrested, sent to Israeli prisons as terrorists. What can we do to allow this humanitarian aid from just regular people from 40 different countries, over 50 ships? They need to be protected. All eyes need to be on them. Can you do something?
It sounds like a very good project, number one. And number two, it sounds like it would be covered under this bill I'm about to introduce, which is you can't interfere in any way if you're part of the Netanyahu administration or the military. You cannot interfere with the delivery of humanitarian aid. Now let me take a look at it and make sure I know what we're talking about here, but it sure sounds like you're covered under our bill. It sounds like a very good project. Okay, here's where we are, everybody. A lot of people, I'm going to stick around and visit too. A lot of people said that we weren't going to be able to hold this meeting today. That people just were concerned about what was going on, and if you didn't agree with everything they said, the meeting was over. Well, I'll tell you something. There has not been a bad point in the House. Everybody who's disagreed with me with respect to Gaza and Israel and the like has had important things to say, and I've been taking a lot of notes. I don't have all the answers, everybody. I'm just telling you, I don't have all the answers. I can cast a vote at 9 o'clock in the morning, and my wife will call me at 10:10 and say, you blew that one. That was a stupid vote. So I don't have all the answers. But what I'm telling you is this has been a really good meeting, because a lot of people who don't agree with me had the patience to come here, listen to both sides of the argument. I got a lot to do. Let's put this program into this is what democracy is supposed to look like. to be continued. Thanks, everybody.
Directly to Palestinians without any interference. And so they've been labeled as terrorists, they've been attacked by multiple drones, they're being
You've
surrounded
been
by
labeled
drones.
a terrorist?
Not me. The flotilla.
Okay.
Not me, the flotilla, but who knows? So these brave citizens are hoping to do what every government on the planet has failed to do. The Israeli occupation has attacked them several times and is gearing up their smear campaign to claim these everyday people of conscience are terrorists. Can you do something? Can you use your influence to protect these Americans, these Oregonians who are on these vessels in the sea, days away from Gaza now? They are in imminent danger of being attacked, arrested, sent to Israeli prisons as terrorists. What can we do to allow this humanitarian aid from just regular people from 40 different countries, over 50 ships? They need to be protected. All eyes need to be on them. Can you do something?
It sounds like a very good project, number one. And number two, it sounds like it would be covered under this bill I'm about to introduce, which is you can't interfere in any way if you're part of the Netanyahu administration or the military. You cannot interfere with the delivery of humanitarian aid. Now let me take a look at it and make sure I know what we're talking about here, but it sure sounds like you're covered under our bill. It sounds like a very good project. Okay, here's where we are, everybody. A lot of people, I'm going to stick around and visit too. A lot of people said that we weren't going to be able to hold this meeting today. That people just were concerned about what was going on, and if you didn't agree with everything they said, meeting was over. Well, I'll tell you something. There has not been a bad point in the House. Everybody who's disagreed with me with respect to Gaza and Israel and the like has had important things to say, and I've been taking a lot of notes. I don't have all the answers, everybody. I'm just telling you, I don't have all the answers. I can cast a vote at 9 o'clock in the morning, and my wife will call me 10:10 and say, you blew that one. That was a stupid vote. So I don't have all the answers. But what I'm telling you is this has been a really good meeting, because a lot of people who don't agree with me had the patience to come here, listen to both sides of the argument. I got a lot to do. Let's put this program into this is what democracy is supposed to look like, to be continued. Thanks, everybody.
Viva Palestina! Viva! Viva Palestina!